Let's get right into it. Number 10. Sleep panic jolt. Floating toward sleep. The mind begins its slow fade, edges blurring into quiet. Yet suddenly jolted upright as if startled by thunder under the bed. Chest tightens. Breath catches. A silent alarm rings deep inside without warning. Funny thing happens sometimes when you're drifting off. It's known as a hypnic jerk. Nothing to do with that late-night coffee. Your ancient brain hits pause, convinced you're dropping, maybe from exhaustion, maybe from a branch overhead. Sudden lurch, like an old instinct waking up. Long before cities or beds, rest meant risk. Not soft pillows behind safe walls, but dirt, branches, bare sky. Lying still could mean death. Teeth in the dark waited. As bodies slowed, minds jumped. Falling means danger, not peace. A twitch kept you alive. Stillness felt like surrender. That jolt awake? An ancient warning. Sleep once demanded trust the world wouldn't attack. Imagine a sudden shake running through you. Your nerves were screaming, hey, wake up, we're dropping. Lying flat now, not down but stretched out. Pajamas on, inside for walls where nothing hunts. Well, unless a stray Lego lurks below. Yet the mind runs an old version. Falls without awareness. That version screams disaster. Strange how safety can make shocks hit harder. When calm settles in, old instincts slip through the cracks. That primal part of you stays on edge, always watching shadows. It does not trust quiet moments. Each time you snap open your eyes, it is not worry. It isn't pressure either. Instead, picture an ancient version of yourself checking in, counting arms, counting legs, scanning the dark for anything sharp-toothed that might have shown up uninvited while you were out. Your system runs a quick scan. Was there a silent exit while you slept? Hope not. Night visions incoming. Number 9. Staring at nothing. Staring ahead, maybe at a wall or empty spot by a window. A voice cuts in. What do you see? Truth? Not a thing. Mind wandered off on its own. Slipped into a quiet pause, like it decided rest was needed right then. This act, not drifting off, is looking around. Practice older than memory. Staring too hard could get you eaten. That kept early minds from sinking into long thoughts. Survival meant staying loosely alert, not locked on. The brain adapted by spreading attention wide. A light scan replaced deep focus. Awareness spread out using little energy. Attention stayed shallow but ready. Your gaze doesn't fixate. Instead, it hunts, sensing gaps where motion might appear. A flicker at the edge of sight pulls your head around fast. Not by accident. The mind isn't resting. It's holding position. Now here it is. Instead of scanning the trees for danger, you stare at a spinning wheel on screen. Maybe you're stuck in a queue. Perhaps you've forgotten what brought you to the room with the fridge. Context means nothing to the mind. A quiet second feels like an opening, just like before. That switches into nothing mode. Turns right there. Staring off into space. Your eyes are scanning wider, hunting for odd details. That strange sense of awareness kicks in then, despite seeming frozen on the outside. That's part of why holding eye contact feels off after a while. Long, unblinking gazes used to signal threat, like sizing up an enemy or hunting target. Hence, extended staring triggers a quiet alarm. Danger assessment in progress. Far from impolite. Nothing wrong with zoning out. Your mind uses ancient alert systems inside today's spaces, filled with furniture, quiet moments that feel strange. Staring into empty space? Your mind hums a quiet alert, prepared for motion before it happens. Number 8. Hoarding just in case. Something gets tossed out. Right after, a pang of remorse hits. It is not about needing it today. The thought sneaks up years later, chaos everywhere. That forgotten thing could matter more than expected. Holding on to those outdated cords. The scattered jars filling your shelf space. Papers from gadgets long gone, stacked and forgotten. Even that shirt, unworn, disliked, yet still hanging there. Well then, looks like clutter isn't chaos after all. Maybe it's just instinct dressed up as disarray. Tomorrow could be dangerous. That's why people held on to anything that might help. Stuff wasn't replaceable back then. Meals came when luck allowed. Life moved without routine. A broken tool meant real trouble. Finding something handy? You stored it. Survival didn't follow rules. Your mind runs on old rules. Wasting stuff feels wrong since survival once meant holding on tight. Tossing something triggers a silent alarm inside. A whisper rises. Could that odd thing save us someday? Winter might arrive sooner than expected. Life today spills over with stuff. In less than a day, clicking a few times gets you nearly anything again. Yet your mind hesitates. It acts as if this overflow might vanish like calm before something unseen shifts. Clearing clutter drains us because it fights old instincts. Not mere sorting, it's telling deep wiring that losing a warped clip won't bring famine. Survival minds resist release. This gut reaction is behind what makes selling effective. When someone says limited time, it sparks the same urgency as fearing berries will vanish forever. A rush takes over, thought fades, then instinct shouts, grab it fast or face regret. That cluttered closet isn't about being careless. Your mind clings to old habits. Holding on felt safer back when losing an item might leave you stranded later. Your junk drawer is basically a fallout shelter that never made it big. Lighting could use some work. Number 7. Eating like it's a race. 5 minutes pass. The fork stops moving. Food gone. Mouth never noticed a thing. Hands acted on their own. A quiet urgency ran the show. Politeness isn't the issue here. This runs deeper, older instincts pushing through. Meals back then came without comfort. Sitting too long meant danger could creep in. A rustle nearby might be a predator drawn by the scent. Or another group willing to fight for what you had. Every bite carried tension. Time spent eating was time noticed. That deer leg you chewed? Someone else eyed it just as hard. Lingering made targets of them all. That is why the mind favors fast decisions. Grab food quickly. Leave fast. Process what happened afterward. Your system sticks to that pattern, particularly under pressure, when your mind drifts or while consuming dense meals. Junk food isn't merely tasty. It sets off a signal like spotting a scarce fuel find. The mind jumps in. Fat plus sweetness? Unpredictable chance. React now. Scrolling through your phone. A whole meal disappears before you notice it's gone. Not because you meant to eat, because your thinking mind stepped out. The older part took over instead. It saw food. It acted without asking. Done before thought arrived. That is how hunger works when attention drifts elsewhere. That is why moving slower seems wrong somehow. Like chewing each bite on purpose. Setting the utensil aside between mouthfuls. Paying close attention. The mind reads it as danger it does not need. What keeps us in place? Could something be waiting to strike? Out here, safety wraps around you like a blanket. Walls hold firm, quiet all around. That sandwich stays right where you put it, no thief near. Yet deep down, something hums low, alert. Ancient wiring pulses through bone and blood. Back then, staying too long could mean teeth in the dark. Now, still twitching at shadows. Fear lives in those bites, passed down through bone and breath. It whispers fast, not greedy survival dressed as hunger. Your hunger acts like it's counting down the seconds. It watches every move as if tomorrow isn't guaranteed. Number 6. Freezing when something moves. A sound cuts through the air. Not a shout, yet it stops everything. Motion halts, someone lets go of a dish. It hits the floor. You do not jump. Your mind empties. Body refuses to move. Still as stone. Words vanish. The room notices. Strength hides in what looks like giving up. Patience plays the long game. Frozen stillness came first long before running or fighting ever did. Out there, moving could mean being seen. Staying put offered cover. Silence kept predators blind. Doing nothing often meant living another day. What moves catches attention. Staying put stretches moments. Longer moments mean staying alive. Your mind runs on this software always. A sudden event makes motion stop for just a moment while details come in. It asks without words. What appeared? How near? Could it harm? This break isn't doubt, it's quick thinking. What happens now? Most dangers we face come from embarrassment, not harm. An object falls during a talk. A sudden noise makes wood shake. Everything stops inside your head, no punch thrown, yet still paralyzed. Silence stretches until thought returns slowly, murmuring, "Well, that felt strange." This happens because the mind chooses safety checks instead of sharp replies when things get tense. That silence you feel mid-argument, it's not weakness. It's your inner alarm scanning for danger before words. Something still works fine, yet it feels stuck in the past. Frozen, that's just your mind weighing escape, battle, or staying perfectly still like a garden statue. Number 5, trusting vibes over logic. Out of nowhere, a person shows up, yet you're already turned away. Polite? Sure. Mistakes? None visible. Still, it hits different. Before your thoughts catch up, the gut says skip it. Hello hasn't even landed, but the verdict's in. Something just doesn't sit right. Your mind isn't jumping to conclusions. The spotting repeats faster than usual. Faces told stories before words got involved. A tilt of the head, the way hands moved. These spoke louder than names or titles ever could. Trust formed fast, shaped by how someone stood when they listened. Voices carried hints, small shifts revealing more than speech alone. Snap judgments weren't careless. They kept people alive. The body gave clues, and minds caught them without trying. Quick decisions never focused on justice. Staying alive shaped them instead. Your mind today keeps doing this thing. Noticing glitches you cannot quite put into words. Words that do not match how someone moves their hands or shifts weight. A tightness around the jaw that shows before anything else. Eyes holding just past comfort or sliding away too fast. That feeling deep down speaks up now since, long ago, missing it might have meant danger. Your mind treats strange faces the way it does falling off a cliff. When someone speaks too slow, stands too still, or has eyes that catch light oddly, alarms go off without checking facts. False warnings sit heavy in the gut just like true ones. This reaction isn't logic, it's wiring built long before words existed. Odd how a gut feeling can make you open up fast to a stranger. Patterns that look like home feel safe. The mind just nods, fits the old blueprint. That one gets in. Felt it before you think it. Reason follows after. That feeling of distrust is not flawed thinking. Your mind leans on older patterns, shaped way back when survival came first, long before reasons became necessary. Your gut instinct, that's just an old watchdog deciding fast, never filing paperwork. Number 4. Fearing the dark even as an adult. It's empty. You looked already. Same walls, same floor, same silence as before. Still, switching off the lamp makes your skin prickle, like daring a shadow to move. Your mind knows better, yet feelings scream danger. This moment feels like the hour creatures rise. When it got dark, life changed fast for those who lived by hunting and gathering. Night meant risk climbed sharply. Seeing clearly became impossible. Animals that stalked prey came alive. Every noise felt uncertain. The mind struggles harder with unclear signals than with clear dangers. Blurry vision? The mind jumps ahead, painting disasters where facts should be. This isn't artistry, just survival testing. It prefers false alarms over silence when risk hides nearby. Shadows seem to move on their own. Creaks start sounding like signals. Suddenly your pulse jumps, no reason at all. When light vanishes, details go missing. The mind fills gaps with guesses of its own. Right now, your eyes still favor motion when its dark motion once decided survival. That instant your jacket seems human, your body responds faster than thought kicks in. Fear of darkness shows up in grown people too, those with careers, duties, even firm views on espresso. This unease is not infantile. It traces back through generations. Darkness does not scare your brain. What it concealed before, that's the real fear. Darkness hits, then your brain drags you back to night's sleep felt like a bad decision. Number 3. Getting irrationally angry when hungry. Fine 1 minute. Totally okay. Emotionally steady. Then glucose slips, and out of nowhere the world feels like it's targeting you. It isn't some character weakness. It's your chemistry turning against you. Hunger hit hard for those who hunted and gathered. Not just a bother, this was crisis mode. When fuel ran low, muscles weakened, reflexes dulled, survival odds dropped. The mind adapted by building urgency into the signal. Ignore it? That became nearly impossible. That system uses irritability. Hunger changes how the mind works. It shortens waiting time, brings out sharper reactions. This shift does not aim to make anyone difficult. The push comes from a need to move quickly. A spark of irritation speeds things up. Faster movement finds meals. When blood sugar drops, the region managing self-control slows down. That shift hands decisions to instinct instead of logic. Rational thinking fades just when you need it most. This happens because meals get skipped, then words turn sharp. Not about what's said. What's driving it is an empty stomach. Out there, nature made anger useful. Someone a bit furious would push harder to find food, protect shelter, or chase threats. Today, that same spark just makes you yell about socks left on the floor. Funny how anger shows up out of nowhere. Then you remember skipping lunch. Not random at all. Just old wiring pushing for energy. Your body runs on chemicals, so feelings might be messages from cells throwing a fit. Number 2. Sleeping lightly after stress. Midnight drags on. Body heavy from hours of motion. Mind blurred, like soup left too long on the stove. You expect sleep to hit fast. It doesn't. Rest comes in bits. Every creak pulls you back. Thoughts flicker awake, jumpy, alert, scanning corners. Staying awake at night does not mean you cannot sleep. It might mean your mind refuses to shut down. Back then, if hunters and gatherers felt tense, it usually meant trouble close by, maybe a fight, maybe a beast, maybe not enough food. As threats grew, sleeping too deeply turned risky. Being out cold could get you killed once darkness came. That is why the brain settled on a compromise, trading deep recovery sleep for sharper alertness. Still, it stayed that way over time. Your body holds on to old patterns like a reflex. High levels of stress chemicals tell the brain danger might be near. Safety feels uncertain, so deep rest gets paused. Lighter sleep takes over, ready to snap awake if needed. Few can sleep when pressure piles up. Not broken, just locked in defense mode. Ever notice how sleep feels lighter in strange spots? Like that new hotel room. Or when staying at someone else's place. Unfamiliar noises linger in the background. The mind treats unknown spaces like unchecked zones, staying alert while rest takes a backseat. Something good can set it off too. Major moments do. Thrills. The wait before something happens. The mind does not check if danger exists, only that energy runs high. Modern logic says, I'm exhausted, I need rest. Ancient logic says, we are exhausted because something is wrong. Stay alert. Your comfort matters less when survival takes charge. That part of you steps forward first every time. Waking up tired after a long night isn't some twist of fate. It's what happens when survival wins over rest. Your mind picks exhaustion before danger every time. Number 1. The need to know who's behind you. Feet keep moving down the empty path when a pull tugs at your neck. Silence fills the air like thick fog. Not a footstep, not even wind. Still, your eyes flick toward the shadows behind. Beneath words, it already lived. Staying alive meant paying attention to everything around them, especially things out of sight. Animals ready to attack gave no warning. Danger often crept in unseen corners. That pressure shaped a quiet, ongoing thought deep inside. Is something just beyond my back? Dark corners stay lit inside your head. A long corridor, stillness outside, for walls after bedtime. When sight misses a piece, the mind pushes to fill the gap. Quiet moments often stir discomfort. Without sounds, there is nothing to signal that everything is okay. The mind prefers spotting imaginary dangers over overlooking actual risks, which leads to looking around. That is how stillness turns into suspicion. Facing into empty areas while seated often brings unease. That happens because the body watches for unseen movement. Long ago, eateries noticed this: diners choose spots where a solid surface rests at their backs. sightlines sweeping across open floors. Choosing it has nothing to do with ease. It comes down to being in charge. Each time you turn to look behind, it isn't fear taking over. Your mind quietly checks the space around you. Noticing shifts happens without effort. A flicker out of place catches attention. The system runs by itself, always watching. Out there, long ago, this is what stopped danger from striking. Now, it only leaves you eyeing dark shapes on the wall like they might move. Yet here it runs, stuck on repeat, safety seen as fleeting, attention treated as non-negotiable. What keeps playing is a loop older than thought. Turns out, the bit inside your head glancing over your shoulder, that's the very piece helping folks survive long enough to build paths, barriers, then stress about them later. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.